Hey brother! To protect the world from instinct and valor. To win our battles with brains, not power. To denounce the evils of yellow and red. To solve our problems with our head. Mystic Might. Team Mystic soar, spreading wisdom and blue. Join us and you can too. I mean, I have a cosmic blue wall. Was there any doubt about what team I'd be on? Pokemon Go, holy Magikarp, it has taken over. I mean, I have never seen a phenomenon such as this, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, frankly, I don't believe you. I mean, if you've been online at all or outside at all, it's basically unavoidable. Not unlike the Doduo in downtown Roanoke, am I right? So many Doduo. When I first heard about Pokemon Go some 6 months ago, I assumed it would be a pretty big deal, but I don't think I quite wrapped my head around what that would mean. I think most people remember Pokemon from their childhood and all of the Pokemania of the late 1990s and early 2000s, and therefore think of it as a kid's game, which is why the demographic that's actually rushing out to the streets to play this game is surprising and I think sometimes jarring, because it's not kids. In fact, it's like basically everyone except kids, because most kids don't have smartphones, and fewer who do are allowed to wander around cities by themselves, and rightfully so. And this sudden mass reveal of closeted Pokemon fans who are embracing their inner child to people who thought the franchise had lost all of its popularity some 20 years ago is sort of creating an unexplainable point of view, which is, oh my god, this game is so dumb, I cannot believe you are playing. Why are you playing? You? No, you too? Or like Mewtwo, am I right? In a word, haters. And I just don't get it. I mean, if you don't like the game, or you just don't want to play it, or maybe you just don't like Pokemon, I mean, whatever, that's fine. But to like actively hate against it, I mean, I just don't get it, and really I have yet to hear a very valid argument. Yeah, sure, the media is having a field day with like weird accidents and Pokemon showing up in disrespectful places and people trespassing. But you know what? The game is a week old and literally encompasses the entire globe. Give them some time to work out the bugs and like lay down the social guidelines. And yes, people definitely need to be aware while they're playing. They are out in the real world where danger and injury is possible. And definitely do not play while you are driving. But really, all of the same rules apply to any outdoor activity or hobby or sport you're playing. And never mind Pokemon Go while you're driving, just you shouldn't use your phone at all while you're driving. Safety first. But honestly, these stories are not the reality. They are a minority that are rising up to the top because they make good headlines, but are no reason to hate on this game. The reality is that in just a week, this game has been life-changing. Like, personally, I have been more physically and socially active in the last week than any other week this year, and I'm already a pretty physically and socially active person. I've made new friends. I have connected with old friends that I've been wanting to spend more time with. Even my wife and I's evenings have changed. Like, rather than hunting down the next season to binge watch on Netflix, we've just been walking around the neighborhood, talking and inadvertently exercising. Actually, according to the app here, I have currently logged over 58 kilometers of walking since I started playing, so yeah, that's more than normal. But it's so annoying seeing all those people walk around just staring at their phones. That's a complaint I've heard a few times, but again, you're mad that people are just walking around and hanging out with their friends with their phones out? Guys, it's 2016. Are you telling me you've never been hanging out with a group of people when everyone was literally just sitting on their phones, even though you're all like right across from each other? Who cares? The point is, people are out, moving around, walking, exercising with other people in person. That's more social and immersive and physical than any video game that has ever existed. Many of these same people would probably just be at home, sitting still, alone, playing a video game. How is this not better than that? Yeah, but it's just a fad. It'll be over in like 2 weeks. Well, to an extent, I agree. I'm sure there will be some kind of drop off as people begin to catch all of the common stuff in their area and they're not running into new Pokemon every day, as it becomes harder to level up and it gets colder outside and the news cycle will get bored of it and move on. But I don't think this is going away. Fads online come and go at like light speed every single day, and even when games reach like super popularity like Flappy Bird or Angry Birds or Farmville, they burn bright but still have a short lifespan. And since Pokemon Go is sort of an online video game, it's easy to think it might follow the same trajectory. But here's the thing. It's not really an online game, and the gameplay itself is not what's addicting about it. Truthfully, the gameplay itself is fairly mindless and kind of repetitive. You walk around, Pokemon pops up, you click on it, you flick a ball at it. That's pretty much it. Yes, it can be more complicated than that if you want it to be, and I guess hypothetically it could send a group of 28-year-olds sprinting across a bridge to catch a Magmar, but you know, that's not typical. What's truly addicting about the game is the stuff I've already mentioned. The social aspect, the physical aspect. If you're maybe a little more socially awkward and your main hobby or activity is playing video games, which is totally fine, but you don't meet up with people very often or work out or anything, and now all of a sudden you have an excuse to do both in an environment where you can literally look around and spot tons of people with your exact same interest on a daily basis, that's the kind of thing people crave and are not going to let go of easily, and why I think this will outlast typical fad times. That's stupid. I don't need Pokemon Go or an excuse to meet up with people or work out. Well, good for you, because some people might, and who cares what the reason is as long as they're doing it. If you're upset because of a harmless reason people are hanging out and having fun, I mean, I'm sorry, that makes you a jerk. Are you really mad at people for playing a game? Do you play no games at all? Are you just no fun? I've also seen at least one article complaining that this game is bad for the economy. People are spending their entertainment dollars on something like this rather than in their local economy. Sorry, but I personally can't see how this game hasn't been great for local businesses. I have never so consistently seen so many people on the streets of downtown Roanoke, and I don't think we've gone out once without at least buying something at a local shop, even if it's just a coffee. I've seen businesses using lures to draw people in. I've seen them having Pokemon themed specials. Mystic Monday, Team Mystic gets 10% off today. Hashtag Mystic Might. Heck, even in my little city of Roanoke, Virginia, an impromptu event called Nokemon, see what they did there? Roanokemon, was arranged last weekend where local businesses set off lures at every Pokestop in the area and then gave away in-game prizes for posting pictures that you took with the app with the hashtag Nokemon. And it's not just good for business, but local culture too. I mean, all of the Pokestops are landmarks and works of art. I can't tell you how many of these things I have walked past like 100 times before and never noticed until we started playing this game. Or maybe you just think it's dumb that anyone would spend money inside of an app at all. Well, while I agree that freemium app spending can be a slippery slope, this game is free and you absolutely do not have to spend a cent to enjoy it. But honestly, I don't feel bad dropping a few dollars here and there. I mean, I've gotten way more than like $5 worth of entertainment out of this game. Way more than the 2 hours of entertainment I would have to pay $20 for at the movie, or a couple of drinks at a bar for $15. Way more than the $30 to $40 I would actually have to shell out to get a main series Pokemon game, and way more than the $60 I would have to shell out for a Wii or a PlayStation or an Xbox game, and none of them have ever gotten me out of the house nearly as much as this game has. And whatever, I bet you have hobbies you spend money on. It's just hard to think of an app as a hobby, but that's kind of the way of the future. But really, the bottom line is this. Even if this game is just a fad and this particular game goes away, money like this talks. And there is going to be more stuff like that as soon as more and more companies figure out how to do and how to capitalize on augmented reality. So if you don't like the game and don't want to play it or don't like Pokemon, that's fine. No one's judging you. But return the courtesy and don't judge the people who do. Don't be that guy at the bar drinking his beer, making fun of the 400 people walking around playing Pokemon Go just because you don't get it. Because this game is fun and wonderful and brings people together. I mean, if you want to go troll people online, I mean, whatever. It's almost expected, even forgivable online. But to troll people face to face in person? Eesh, that's just embarrassing. And rant over. Ben, a couple of questions for you and everybody else. First, what team are you on? Hint, Team Mystic. 2, what is your current best Pokemon? Mine is an Exeggutor named Inferno. 3, I know this was a little bit different video because we don't talk about Pokemon that much, despite growing up with it just as much as we did Pixar. So what do you guys think? Would you like to hear more Pokemon videos on this channel? I mean, there are a lot of Pokemon theories out there. Let me know your answers to all those questions in the towels section down below.
These socks are amazing!
Guys, thanks for watching. As always, make sure you like this video and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos on Super Carlin Brothers. If you want some more Pokemon action, you can click here to see my top 10 favorite Kanto Pokemon, or right here to see my entire Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke challenge over on the much less well-publicized Super Carlin Gaming channel. Ben, that's it from me. I'll see you in another life, brother.